In a city, you have a drone operator. This was not a job that existed 5 years ago. It's possible today. You may have a robotic drain cleaner. I saw an exhibition of a product yesterday of a startup of Hyderabad that is cleaning our underground drains using robotics. It's not a profession that existed. This constant creation of amazing things happens in cities. Wealth creation happens in cities. But for a city to reach its optimal level of life, experience, character and culture, you need an underlying health, municipal health. Indian cities, you know, in our childhood we were told, rainy season is beautiful. I'm sure all of you must have also heard songs over the decades from Bollywood. When the rain happens, the hero heroine dance. It's so beautiful, isn't it? But anybody who lives in an Indian city knows that rainy season becomes the ugliest part of our life. Or we don't feel like dancing and singing when we have to go from one place to the other. So there is an urgent need for Indian cities as part of its brand building and part of its very crucial growth engine role of nation building, to create economy, to create innovation, that the urban health of cities is far better. That is one aspect. Once you do that layer, and that layer looks like never ending, we know all the 6 metros for sure have problems of traffic, of pollution, of urban water shortage, of urban flooding during rainy seasons. These are problems that are being addressed, at least in Hyderabad, on a very fundamental war footing level. Having said that, the second thing that matters is creating a constant creation of new monuments. That is not the challenge of the event management industry, of course, but constantly you need to create iconic infrastructure, sports stadiums, or theatre. This particular venue where we are located is about 2 decades old, if I'm not wrong. It's amazing, but the next one needs to come. Great cities tend to build constantly. We have to shed the mindset of scarcity society to be able to build extraordinary things that will create wealth. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So do we have the wherewithal in Hyderabad in the next 5 to 7 years to build the world's tallest tower, build the world's greatest park, to build one of the best theaters on earth, one of the best music concert stadiums on earth? Do we have the ability to create a football ground where the best players on earth would want to play one day as a dream? The answer, I believe, is yes. Now the question, does the event management fraternity of India collectively have a feeling of pride and ambition to want to create something beyond what are important things: monthly billing, sustainability, profit, keeping all their employees? I know event management at the brass tacks levels about chairs, tent houses, lights, backdrop, design, marketing, exhibition, sponsorship, not realization of bills, you don't get your monies, tickets get oversold or undersold, people don't turn up. All these are there. Every generation, every country, every society had problems. Can you together create one event that will make Hyderabad proud? I'm closely watching events for the last 26 years, or more actually, 30 odd years now. I really felt, wow, it's what they've done is amazing. Film events, best musician they bring, comedy shows, weddings, the big money is there in weddings, birthdays. All that is nice. Those have given you the opportunity to reach a particular threshold. But now the time has come for you to think one event you will create in your lifetime which will make the city proud and the whole world say, wow, I have to go to Hyderabad to be part of this event. I think that would be your greatest contribution to the city and its brand and to yourself. I know business can be tough. This doesn't look like the best year of anybody's life, those who are in the industry and all that. But this is when space for innovation comes. This is when the time has come to sit on a table and junk all the things you think you know about it and set in motion something so outstanding, so extraordinary that everybody will talk about it. I think one rule the event managers should try and do is, and it's an industry that I know thrives and needs process, compliance. But somewhere you have to, after doing all that, throw all that out and say, I'll do an event like has never happened on anywhere before. I think that kind of an innovation is needed, is expected. And I believe the time has come for you to realize that it will be rewarded. So this essentially is part of what I'd like to share. So for brand Hyderabad, Hyderabad has to be a great city. We have to do three things. One, and that work is going on, I'm happy to share. Making Hyderabad climate change resilient, which means, and this is a fundamental problem, this is not about politics. Last 50 years the city has grown. Its population has grown. The physical area has grown. Now we define it as everything inside the outer ring road. The city's population will double again in the next 27 odd years. The population of the state may grow only by 4 or 5% in the next 20 years. Very fascinating. Already about 1/3 of the state almost lives here. With this kind of a growth, we have to make sure there is no flood ever in any part of the city. On the other hand, there is never a drinking water shortage. That we manage our garbage, that we manage our cleanliness, our health, our sanitation. We ensure that every single asset of nature, rocks, lakes, river, is at its vibrant, purest. That the quality of air, the quality of soil, the quality of life are such that the development takes in the paradigm of nature, because we have reached a point where we can no longer ignore it. The Honorable Chief Minister once told us, he had read and spoken about it while on one of his trips to Japan, if I'm not wrong. He heard this paradigm, said cities don't remember. Cities don't remember. Rivers don't forget. Cities don't remember. Rivers don't forget. You build your house in a river, and you and I can do politics of identity, of class, but when the river floods, it will not ask you for an Aadhaar card. It will not ask you whether you have a GHMC permit. The river will not let you tell it that, look, in the GHMC map, you are not supposed to be a river, you are supposed to be a canal. I managed it. But the river gets angry and floods, it won't ask to be rich or poor. Simple truth. We have believed in India in the last 40-50 years that in the name of development, concentrated, chaotic development, it is possible for me to go and build a house in the jungle, and then next morning when I see a tiger in my drawing room, I express surprise, saying, why have you come to my house? The tiger says, no, you have come to my house. I think the time has come for every city to redesign itself in a way that respects nature. Development cannot be in conflict with the laws of nature.